Hello and welcome to another review. My name's Chris, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Roccat KAVE 5.1 surround sound headset by Roccat. Now it is a really cool headset. It's got two lively big cans just because it is a true 5.1 surround sound headset. So you've got four drivers in each ear, and they're all aligned at a 12-degree angle to give you a really good sound in your ear. You've got a microphone on there attached as well, which is quite cool because you can actually detach it from the headset. So if you're not going to be using a microphone, then you can just whip that off and you can pop it back on. And it's got a nice little LED in the end of it as well, so it tells you when it's muted and when it's lit. It has a USB power supply with it as well, so you plug that in to give it extra power. And the inline volume control is really quite cool too, because you can actually adjust the front, center, rear and subwoofer drivers on the actual monitor itself. So instead of having to do it like on a kind of fuzzy inline volume control, you've got this solid box which you can do. You've also got a volume control on there as well, which is really handy, and the mute microphone switch thing too, which is quite cool, which I'll have a little look at later on. You also have a degree of vibration on here as well. There's a vibration unit inside the headphones, which you can turn up or down. So depending on what game you're playing, you can get a bit more in depth with the game. So you can get a rumble in the headset if there's a machine gun firing right next to your head. You've also got hinges on there, so you can fold the headset up. Really soft, comfortable ear pad bits. And there's also ventilation in the ear cans as well. So if you are playing for quite a while, your ears will stay nice and cool in there. So that's the box there. It's a very pretty box, as Roccat always do with their devices. But without further ado, let's whip it out and have a look. Right, and here it is. So first of all, as you can see, the cans are really big on this headset. So they really do cover your ears. And if I just pop it on, the noise cancelling of it is actually really good. It really deafens everything really. So it's my voice now sounds really low, almost like Barry White if you wanted to. But yeah, it's quite comfortable. The only thing with it is that after a while of gameplay, it can get quite heavy on your head. The headresty bit on there, it's not amazingly great, and so after a while it can feel quite heavy and can kind of get that weird feeling on the top of your head, like your head's tired. So that's the only kind of thing about it that I'll say. Now here's the microphone, which you had chat about earlier. Now it is a flexible mic, so you can bend it around into your mouth to get it into the best position. It does twist up and down, and it also does just pop off there as well. So if you wanted to use the headset without the microphone, then you're able to do so. But if you want to have the mic on there, then you can whip it in. Then you've also got your hinges on the sides of the cups, which means that you can bend the headset in like that. So if you're going to be travelling around using it at LANs and things, then carrying it is a lot easier, and you can also get it quite small in your bags. I've taken it to a couple of LANs before, and I usually do it up there, wrap the cable around it, and just kind of like put the microphone in a different section of the bag so it doesn't get damaged on there. We've also got the little LED at the end, which I think you can see that there. It's the little white bit, but when the microphone is muted, that glows blue, and then when the microphone is active, it's just a standard colour. And you've also got an LED ring about the connection there, where the microphone attaches, to let you know that it is in there and working as it should do. And you've also got, if you can see there, those holes in the back of the can, that's the ear ventilation bit. So that's what lets air into the can and lets it circulate around so your ears don't kind of get really hot while they're in there. Now one of the things I do quite like about this headset as well is that on a lot of the headsets that you'll use, the phone pads will kind of sit on the edge of the ear a little bit, or you'll have stuff flush up against your ear. Whereas with this headset, I can't bend it to here, you can actually see it's got quite, it's really recessed, the gap between the pad and where the drivers are inside it. So when you're wearing the headset, your ear feels quite free inside. Like, it doesn't feel like it's pushed up or squashed against anything. It just kind of feels like that you can feel something around it, but you can't feel anything really pushing on the side of your ear, which is really comfortable. Now looking at the connections, you've got your standard 5.1 headset connections here. You've got your USB power supply, you've got your microphone, subwoofer, front and then rear speaker connections there as well. And then following the cable, how long is the cable by the way? Let's have a little look. Does it say on the box? It is a 3.4 meter long cable. So it is the longest cable that I have seen so far, I believe. And here is the volume controller, which is 2 meters down the cable. Yeah, so you've got 2 meters length between the end of here and the box here. So you can plenty of room to have it sat on your desk quite happily. If you whip open this bit here, this is what we said about before, where you've got the center, front, rear, and subwoofer controls for the headset. So if you are using the full surround sound and you want it quite bassy, then you can take everything down to an even level and then have your subwoofer quite high, so you have got a really nice vibration on the headset. Or again, controversially or other angly, just have everything all nice and even level. You've then got your gaming mode and your movie mode as well, so you can flick between the two. The differences on there, I will check for you, and we'll come back to that a bit later on to let you know what the difference between the game and movie mode is. We also have here, this is your volume control. So clockwise makes it louder, anti-clockwise takes it the other way. You press the middle bit to mute it, to mute the headset. And then you've also got this button on the front here which says mic mute. Press it and it mutes the microphone, which will make the LED turn on for you. And also the little LED on the top here flashes as well to let you know that it's made that connection there. So all in this little box has got quite a few cool controls here. Just pretty much does everything the headset needs to do. So yeah, it's a really cool headset. Desktop control, ergonomically designed. But let's see what the sofa summary says about it. So here we are at the sofa summary for the Roccat KAVE headset. Now, first of all, it is a very, very high quality headset. It feels really well made, and the drivers are very, very good. Like the sound of the audio coming out of it is fantastic. The microphone again is really high quality, and I really like the fact that you can just kind of yank it off and if you don't want to use it. And also with the little box bit here that you can kind of like control everything from it, and even mute the microphone from it as well, which I find is quite a handy thing to be able to do. So lots of things there that I like. There are a few little bits, like the cans are really big, and the bits that sit on the top of your head there, they aren't the most softest of things over a prolonged time. So I'd say probably between 10 and 20 minutes after you've been playing a game, you'll start to kind of feel it there, and as soon as you get to like half an hour, 40-minute mark, anyway, it does feel like it's getting a lot heavier on my head and isn't overly too comfortable. So if you're not going to be doing like prolonged gaming sessions, then it's a really good headset. Or if you want to put like a pillow or something on the top of your head between that and the headset, then be my guest. But it is quite a heavy headset. But then again, if you're willing to kind of like, you know, have a really good quality headset, which gets quite loud as well, which, you know, on your ears as well, in this section, it is extremely comfortable. It is really crazy just because of the recesses in the cuffs. It's just on this bit here which gets a little bit let down. But apart from that, it's a really good headset. So ratings out of 10. I think I'll probably give the headset a 7 out of 10. Just because it is a very good quality. It's really well made, but I'm really not a fan of the soft bits. And you know, it is a really big deal when you're playing a game. If you're not comfortable, you're not going to be concentrating on the game as much as you should do. So I'll give this a 7 out of 10. Well, thank you very much for watching. My name's Chris, and I'll see you in the next one.